Manny Pacquiao has just blown boxing fans away with the most recent training footage he dropped on his YouTube channel. The speed, strength, and athleticism of the boxing legend is unbelievable for a 46-year-old, and his comment section was filled with fans that picked him as the favorite on fight night, despite the age difference. Pacquiao did a rundown of his footwork patterns in the beginning, followed by a mitt-hitting training with Roach. At the end of the video, the successful fighter-coach duo was seen planning situational counter-punching measures whenever he was pinned in the ropes. In his previous fights, Barrios showed vast improvement in his head movement and patience, a far better approach to what he was used to doing when he fought Gervonta Davis 4 years ago. Barrios started off as a brawler, a type of fighter to press the action and put pressure on the opposition, but evolved into a great counterpuncher that made him even more efficient as a multi-dimensional boxer.
So you don't lose that. Awesome. Fire.
Now it is up for Roach and his camp to devise the perfect game plan against the younger and bigger Barrios. Pacquiao has been in numerous situations where he fought and battered the more physically imposing boxers, such as Antonio Margarito, Miguel Cotto, Ricky Hatton, and Joshua Clottey. According to a report by The Ring, Pacquiao followed his usual training routine in the US and first visited the local park in the Fairfax district to do light cardio workouts. The 46-year-old superstar will only have 2 months left to prepare before squaring off against Barrios on July 19th, 2025, to be held in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Manny, I think Rolly has the WBO 147 title. He says you're his legacy fight. What? Rolando, he says you're his legacy fight.
You can't teach speed, you can't teach power. It's God, it's from God. That's it. People can work on speed their whole life. They're not going to be fast.
Filipino boxing legend Manny Pacquiao and coach Freddie Roach were at the Wildcard Gym in Los Angeles as they continued the training for his comeback fight against American champ Mario Barrios. After losing in the senatorial race in the Philippines, boxing's living legend Manny Pacquiao redirected his focus to his upcoming blockbuster fight against Mario Barrios and began his training camp at the Wildcard Gym in Los Angeles, USA. Pacquiao uploaded his training video at the Wildcard Gym on his official YouTube account. There, familiar faces surrounded the sport's only 8-division world champion, who also featured a reunion with his longtime mentor, Freddie Roach.
Welcome back to Los Angeles, Manny.
Boss,
We miss you.
you're looking in tremendous shape. You're ready to fight Barrios tonight and make history, Manny.
Manny, you excited to step into the ring again?
Yes.
What do you think of Barrios? He's a big, strong, he's young, he's 30. You have 16 years on him, Manny.
Also present on his first day back was his son Jimuel, who is currently based in the US to pursue his dreams of being a professional boxer. Arriving with Pacquiao is MP Promotions President Sean Gibbons, assistant coach Buboy Fernandez, and personal assistant David Season. Midway through the uploaded video clip, Mark Magsayo, the former World Boxing Council featherweight champion, was also seen taking notes of Pacquiao's training regimen. Roach posted photos of him and Pacquiao on Instagram on Wednesday, working together just like the not-so-old days.
Roger Fernandez.
si Roger Fernandez.
The last time the two worked together was when Pacquiao made his last professional fight against Cuban Yordenis Ugas in August 2021, when he lost via unanimous decision. Pacquiao, 46, and Roach, 65, began light work training, which included mint sessions, punching bag work, and shadow boxing. Sporting an August 2nd 62 win-loss draw card with 39 knockouts, Pacquiao came out of retirement to challenge Barrios for the World Boxing Council welterweight belt. The world's only 8-division champ's move was met with criticism and borderline disgust, as he is 46 and fighting a 16 years younger Barrios. The 30-year-old Barrios holds a February 1st 29 win-loss draw slate with 18 knockouts. Despite the significant age gap and fighting a boxer who's at the peak of his prime, Pacquiao is not worried at all. "Don't worry about it," was his short reply with a laugh when asked about the matter when he arrived at the Los Angeles International Airport on Monday. When the boxing community whispers the name Manny Pacquiao, it's with a mix of awe and curiosity. The Filipino legend's career is decorated with countless victories, belts from 8 different weight classes, and a unique blend of speed, skill, and unwavering courage. Yet, as Pacquiao's showdown with Mario Barrios on July 19th in Las Vegas inches closer, one lingering question rises above the excitement. A question posed by none other than fellow boxing veteran Mikey Garcia. Pac-Man returns to the ring at the age of 46 after a significantly long hiatus of 4 years. His upcoming bout against the World Boxing Council welterweight champion has sparked excitement and intrigue within the boxing community, especially considering Manny Pacquiao's status as a revered figure who, despite age and inactivity, continues to defy conventional wisdom. In an interview with Ease News, leading up to the highly anticipated fight, Mikey Garcia expressed his admiration for the legendary southpaw, while candidly questioning the hurdles the iconic boxer now faces.
First of all, Manny Pacquiao, coach, how you doing? Boo Boy said thank you for all the kind words you said about Manny. He says he watches the videos and he appreciates it.
Well, who else wouldn't say? What else is there to say about Manny? You know,
He's a legend.
like a living legend. You know, and like I said, just gotta tip your hat off to him, man.
What do you think, him and Barrios? We're getting closer and closer.
I've seen the videos. He's training hard.
Look, I've been around for 15 years, Mike.
When asked about Manny Pacquiao, the 4-division world champion remarked to Eli Sekbach, "What else is there to say about Manny, you know? He's a legend, like a living legend." The interviewer responded enthusiastically, probing Garcia's thoughts further. "What do you think about him and Barrios? It's getting closer and closer." The younger brother of veteran trainer Robert Garcia didn't hesitate to emphasize Pacquiao's work ethic, saying,
I'm telling you, people think it just said 10-second clips at Mike Tyson. No, he's really light. He ran an hour and 10 minutes, then he shadowboxed 20 minutes.
I believe. He's a hard worker. He always works very hard. I remember seeing them train.
You sparred him.
He was training super hard, so I know he has the work ethic and everything. I just gotta question a little bit of, because of the age and, everything that he's been out of the ring for so long. So that's the only thing that you gotta question. But, I mean, if he can pull this out, it's fine.
"I've seen the videos, he's training hard." And indeed, the 8-division world champion has been training relentlessly, a fact underscored by the interviewer, who noted the misconception some fans have about Pacquiao's preparation being akin to short social media clips reminiscent of Mike Tyson before his controversial fight with Jake Paul last year, Sekbok clarified. People think it's just like those 10-second video clips of Mike Tyson, but he ran for an hour and 10 minutes, then shadowboxed for 20 minutes. Mikey Garcia, with first-hand insight, acknowledged the intensity of Pacquiao's regimen, remarking, "I've seen the hard work and I've seen him train. He's training super hard. I know he has the work ethic and everything." Yet, despite his admiration, the retired boxer posed a crucial question, a valid and resonant query that echoes throughout boxing history whenever legends attempt to return after extended absences.
That's
He will pull it off. I told him this morning and the noon.
just like Foreman, and that, Hopkins.
Yeah.
He already is a legend as it is. This is just cherry on top.
What's up, Pita? Hey, Mikey said Manny, if he beats Barrios, is the best ever. Big G, what do you think? Big G. Big G, what do you think about Pacquiao and Barrios?
Garcia pointed out, "My only questions are about his age, like he's been out of the ring for so long. That's the only thing you have to question." Still, Mikey Garcia couldn't suppress his excitement about the potential spectacle of a victorious Manny Pacquiao comeback, likening it to historic triumphs by George Foreman and Bernard Hopkins, stating, "But if he can pull this off, then damn, just like Foreman, like Hopkins, he's already a legend as it is. It would just be the cherry on top." Indeed, Pacquiao's return isn't merely a fight, it's a moment that could further cement his legacy or raise deeper questions.
About Pacquiao and Barrios.
He wants Pacquiao to win.
Why?
¿Por qué?
Porque es una historia con él.
History. It's a history, with him.
Puedo igualar la historia.
No one will ever be able to equal his history, his story, boxing. It's his story.
Your dad told me once that if Manny Pacquiao was American and not Filipino.
When boxing historians recount legendary comebacks, two names invariably shine brightly: George Foreman and Bernard Hopkins. Their stories serve as enduring benchmarks for fighters aspiring to achieve greatness in the twilight of their careers. George Foreman's return to the boxing ring after a decade-long hiatus stunned the sports world. Having initially retired in 1977, Foreman returned in 1987 at the improbable age of 38. What began as a spectacle became a genuine pursuit of the heavyweight title, culminating in his iconic 1994 knockout victory over Michael Moorer. At 45, Foreman became the oldest heavyweight champion in history, forever cementing his legacy. Similarly inspiring, Bernard Hopkins defied convention by remaining competitive well into his late 40s. Hopkins didn't just extend his career, he redefined it. At 46, he outclassed Jean Pascal in May 2011 to win the World Boxing Council light heavyweight title, shattering Foreman's record as the oldest boxing champion, but that wasn't all. 2 years later, he broke his own record when he defeated Tavoris Cloud to clinch the International Boxing Federation light heavyweight title at the age of 48. This victory made him the oldest boxer on record to win a world title. A year later, he added more to it when he defeated Beibut Shumanov to become the oldest fighter to unify world titles at the age of 49.
Wala ginawat na mo ba? Wala ginawat ako. Side step ba?
With a strong resume and recent victories over notable opponents, the San Antonio fighter poses a real threat to an aging Pacquiao. The matchup has raised eyebrows and concerns from within the boxing community. Among the most vocal is Jesse "Bam" Rodriguez, the undefeated World Boxing Organization flyweight title holder, who didn't hold back in a recent interview with Handwrap TV. Many are excited about his return, proving he is a true legend. But Manny will get hurt. He should have just stayed retired, Rodriguez said.
It was that potential fight, which to me is a little bit shocking.
Yeah.
Or that Pacquiao has been in the ring for 4 years.
Yeah.
He's coming back, facing Mario Barrios. I mean, have you talked to him? Were you shocked as well with that? That fight announcement happened?
He did mention it to me a while back, but it was kind of in the works still. I didn't really believe it at the moment. I don't think he did either, but now it's almost official, so I think it'd be pretty cool just to see a friend I grew up with fight a legend like Manny Pacquiao.
He went on to explain he shouldn't be fighting anymore. At 46 or 47, going up against someone like Barrios, he's just going to get beaten badly. Rodriguez's comments echo a sentiment felt by many in the sport. While Pacquiao's accomplishments are undeniable, boxing is a young man's game. Barrios, known for his aggressive style and athleticism, could very well be the wrong opponent at the wrong time. His recent performances show a fighter growing in confidence and refining his skills. Exactly the type of challenge that could expose a veteran's diminished reflexes.
It's a right for Manny to come back and fight.
I mean, if he feels like he has it in him, then why not?
What is your prediction for that fight? Even people saying that at his age, training camp is different. Watching him, do all that. It's obviously different being in the ring. But how would you break that fight down for us? Obviously, Mario has a height. He has the length.
Yeah. I think Mario is gonna go out there and just put a beating on Manny. I think Manny's a little too old, but he's a legend. He already did what he did, so I really don't see a reason.
Pacquiao, who last fought in 2021 when he lost to Yordenis Ugas, has remained largely silent about the criticisms. But the magnitude of this comeback isn't just physical, it's symbolic. A successful return could solidify his already legendary status, while a brutal defeat could tarnish the final chapter of a storied career. One figure who understands both sides of the equation is Oscar De La Hoya, Pacquiao's former opponent and current promoter.
Reason for him to come back, but if he wants to go in the ring with Mario, then I guess Mario has to show him that he has a youth, and Manny Pacquiao should have just stayed retired.
Yeah. That's what a lot of fans are saying, and are still kind of disbelief. But even looking at social media and the fans, they're thrilled just to see him back. So.
Yeah.
Speaking at a charity event for the Sugar Ray Leonard Foundation, De La Hoya offered a mix of admiration and caution. I wish him all the best. Can he do it? Absolutely. Manny Pacquiao's a legend, It's not going to be easy, but I think he can do it. Yeah, De La Hoya said. De La Hoya knows firsthand what it's like to face Pacquiao. Their 2008 bout, dubbed the Dream Match, ended with De La Hoya retiring on his stool. Now, 16 years later, he's among those urging the boxing world to respect both the ambition and the risk.
Just to have him in the ring, and fighters at that age are not competing.
I think that just says a lot about, the type of fighter Manny Pacquiao is, the stardom he has. He's 46, 47?
He's 46.
And people are still excited to see him fight. So, that just says a lot about him and what he's done in his career. So, like I said earlier, to see a friend I grew up with fight Manny Pacquiao is going to be pretty cool. And it's the same night. So, it's a huge night for San Antonio boxing.
Lastly, July, we're also September, if I'm not mistaken. Just want to get your...
Pacquiao's potential clash with Barrios has yet to be officially confirmed, but all signs point toward a blockbuster night in July. With rumors swirling about streaming deals possibly involving Netflix and a growing push for boxing to reach wider audiences, the stakes are higher than ever. On his podcast, The Fight with Teddy Atlas, Atlas voiced his worries for Pacquiao given his age, how he looked in his last fight versus Yordenis Ugas in 2021 and his exhibition bout against Rukia Ampo in 2024. I'm very concerned, Atlas said.
Yeah, one of my favorite people, one of my favorite fighters in the whole world. He's moved up from incredible weight. People forget about that. That's why I brought it up. How many weight classes this man has really moved up. Incredible. Just incredible. But now, Barrios wouldn't be as big as those other guys, but he's still a guy that's confident. He's a guy that's a world champion. He's a guy who throws a lot of punches. He's a guy who's younger, who's active,
I don't want to stop anyone from making a living or making money, but I'm very concerned with a guy, a great man, who's helped his people, who's fought for his people, who's lifted his people up, who's given away money to his people, but he gave away money to his people, that is in a position now that he has to fight at 46 and after 72 fights. Pacquiao, 46, looked his age in a unanimous decision loss to Ugas, who was a late replacement for former unified welterweight champion Errol Spence Jr. after he withdrew from the fight due to an eye injury suffered in training. The former 8-division champion also struggled mightily in his exhibition bout against Ampo, who is a kickboxer. Barrios, 30, faced Ugas in 2023, dropping him twice en route to winning the WBC interim welterweight title by unanimous decision.
I know you can't go by this guy beat this guy, but he could beat that guy, but he could beat this guy, but you can't go by that in my business, in this business, because styles make fights. But you're right. He beat Ugas. You could say Ugas was a little older than when he fought him a little bit, than when Pacquiao fought him, and maybe that made a difference, whatever. But he did take a lot of punishment, Pacquiao, in the Ugas fight. I thought that Pacquiao, for his age,
Barrios defended the interim title once, defeating Fabian Maidana on May 4, 2024, before he was elevated to full titleist after Terence Crawford vacated the belt following his move up to 154 pounds. In his lone defense of the World Boxing Council welterweight title, Barrios fought to a draw against Abel Ramos on November 15th on the undercard of Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Keith Thurman is the other common opponent between Pacquiao and Barrios. Pacquiao defeated him by split decision on July 20th, 2019 to win the Super WBA welterweight title, while Thurman defeated Barrios via one-sided unanimous decision on Feb 5, 2022. Atlas vouched for Pacquiao being able to jump right back into a world title shot because of his accomplishments in his career and believes that facing Barrios is his best bet to become the second oldest champion in boxing history.
at that moment, even though he lost the fight, even though he took punishment, I thought he performed as well as he could. I thought he performed well. I really did. I have to say the truth. I thought he performed well for what he could do at that weight and at that point in his life. But I also thought after that fight, he should probably think about leaving, because he performed as well as he could.
Still, the Hall of Fame trainer believes it's an uphill climb for Pacquiao given his age, the wear and tear he's accumulated, and how long it has been since he fought in a sanctioned match. "I just think you're playing with fire," Atlas said. "That's all I think. You could move around, navigate a little bit, say this, say that, but there comes a certain point with everything that no matter how much you move the furniture around, you still know what room you're in. You can't fool yourself. And he's in a room where he's 46 years old with 72 fights. Boxing has incredible comeback stories throughout his history. Perhaps the most impressive of them was George Foreman taking 10 years off shortly after his 28th birthday, then fighting until the age of 48. That story has clearly resonated with Manny Pacquiao, who is set to return to the ring at 46 years old.
It's sad because he's gonna make a lot of money, so we can't feel sorry for him. But at 46, almost 47, it's almost impossible for, you know, I'm just 4 years older, 3-4 years older than him, and it's not easy to try to think you're gonna get in shape and be able to perform like the way you were, and, you know, when you...
Making matters a bit more difficult is Pacquiao's weight class and the long layoff he's had. Foreman was a heavyweight, and boxers tend to age more gracefully in that weight division, and that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.